everyone. So in chapter 21 and chapter 22, mainly I described you about byte data type and short data type. So today we will learn about integer data type. See, make sure every time using a byte data type, short data type, integer and long, all these four data types used to store non-decimal value. Every time we have to store non-decimal value like as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 like this. We can store the same. If I want to store 1.2, it should not work. This is a decimal value. So it will not allow me to store. It will not allow me to store such kind of values using all these four data types, byte, short, integer and long. It will not allow me to store decimal value. It will always allow me to store only non-decimal value using all four data types. So let's proceed further with the integer data type. What is the storage area of integer data type? How much storage space is there? Storage space for integer data type is a 4 byte, which is 32 bits. So minimum value I can store using integer data type is, let's proceed further with the formula. See, this is the same formula I can apply for all four data types. So again, for an integer also I will apply the same. Minimum is equal to minus 2 power n minus 1, and maximum is equal to 2 power n minus 1 minus 1. So what is the minimum value over here? So n means 32. So let me replace n over here with 31, because first place will be always for sign. If it is a negative value, it will take 1 over there on first place, and if it is a positive value, it will take 0 on first place. So we have only 31 bits to store our numbers. So that's why I have taken 31 over here. So what will be answer of this? I can store minimum value using integer data type is minus around 214 crore, 748, 3648. And what will be a maximum value? 214, 748, 3647. See, this is the range. In between any value I can store using integer data type. This is the 2. So let's proceed further with the example. Let me create a Java program over here. Example of in data type. Main method. Integer minimum value is equal to minus 214, 748, 3648. Let me store maximum value also. 214, 74, 83, 647. See, I have initialized value over here, declare as well as initialize values over here. Let me utilize this value. How can I utilize? System dot out dot print. I want to print these values, minimum and maximum values. Let me print this. See, this is the minimum and maximum value, which is a range which I am going to store. But what about real-time example? In a real-time example, what values I can store over here? Pin code. We do have a pin code which is having 6 digits, right? So this I can store over here. Integer pin code. Apart from that, what I can store? Population of a state. Integer population of state. What it could be? It could be in lakhs, because see over here I can store around to 14 crore value over here. Yeah, this much big. So if it is in crore or lakhs, that's not a problem. So I can see over here, if it is a population is around lakhs, let me see, 67 lakhs. What can I take? Other number as I can take over here to store in database using an integer data type is sales of a car. Number of sold out car in year 2020. So I can say around sales 60 lakh. It could be like this. It cannot exceed amount of 214 crore. Definitely it will not exceed the same. So I can store this value using an integer data type over here. Sales. Let me save this program. Control S. In chapter 23, class name dot Java. See, always class name should be same name as a Java file name. Let me compile this program. So I will move at the location where I have saved this program, chapter 23. I will replace this path with cmd. Let me compile this program. Java C class name dot Java. What mistake I made? C string. I have written T in a capital letter. This is the problem over here. Control S. Let me compile this program again. Java. Let me execute the same. Java space class name. See. I have printed each and every values over here. As you can see, I have printed each and every value. So all this value I can store in a database using integer data type. So now let me give you some another example. System dot out dot println. See, I have not declared and initialized this value, but whenever I will write such kind of things, whenever I will directly print such kind of things, it will create temporary memory in a database. Definitely, for all these data types and values, I have given a space as well as location name. I have given for all this data. But what about this? I haven't given anything. I am going to print this value directly, but every time it should create temporary memory in our database. So what will be that temporary memory? Let me save this program and compile the same. Control S. See, I got error over here. Integer number too large. But why compiler is considering it as an integer number? We do have 4 data types, right? Byte, short, integer and long. Why compiler is considering this number as an integer? Because I haven't declared this variable. Then why? Why it is telling me integer number is too large? Because integer data type is default data type. Compiler will always consider each value as an integer value if I haven't declared that value as a byte, short or long. If I am giving directly any value, in that case compiler will take default data type, which is integer data type. Yeah, but this value does not fulfill a memory's area of integer, because in integer data type I can store values in between this to this, minus 214 crore to 214 crore. This is what I can store using an integer data type, but this value is too much large. How can I store the same? How can I store this value? Everything I will describe you in the next chapter about the same, but if I keep a smaller amount over here, in that case it will allow me to run this program. Control is because it is fulfilling storage space of integer data type. See, I got output over here 45545. I got output over here. So this value is creating a temporary space in database, but it will be stored in a storage area of integer data type, because integer data type is a default data type. If we haven't declared anything, in that case JVM will automatically take integer data type for values, for non-decimal values, which fulfills the criteria of integer data type. If it is within a criteria of integer data type, in that case only it will store value in the same. If it is a 4 only over here, if it is a 5 only over here, see, there should be, you will think like this is only a smaller amount. This I can store using a byte also. This I can store using a short also. Right? But short and byte are not default data types. For that, every time I have to write like this byte or whatever address I am going to give, so that I have to write. For short also I have to write every time. But if I haven't written anything, in that case it doesn't matter it's a smaller or bigger amount, every time it will take integer data type as a default data type. If it is a big value, in that case I will tell you how JVM is going to consider this value, because this value JVM can't store using integer data type, because this exceed storage space of integer. That's why I can't store the same. So for that I will describe you in the next session how can I store this value in a database. That's it for today. Thank you so much.